What's up, guys? Christian Duke, Everything Else Channel on YouTube, everythingelsechannel.com. So this Mangione kid, it's got me thinking. A lot of people are saying he can't get a fair trial, and that, the perp walk and, the two jurisdictions, state and federal, fighting over him is making it into a situation like, this kid's never going to be able to get a fair trial sort of thing. I did a longer video for Truth TV. I don't know if you guys are subscribed to Truth TV. It started out as a kind of a goof on Darrell Brooks. He'd say truth, but it's actually a real channel. And, we're going to be talking a lot about the Mangione trial, and talked a little bit about the Wade Wilson one. And but I think that I can't see him getting off. I mean, he can't get off. But I mean, I could see him like getting some sort of a reduced sentence or something, like for like mental capacity or that sort of thing, maybe some sort of insanity plea, or like something. I mean, he can't say it was involuntary. I mean, he shot the guy and in the back, and I mean, I'm not laughing. I'm just saying, it's just like, come on, what are you talking about? And he stalked this guy. I mean, he studied him. I mean, again, I don't know if premeditation is a requirement or what kind of murder it is over there in New York or the federal kind, but I just got to tell you, this guy, he was gunning for him, and I just can't see any other way for him to get out of this, really, honestly, because I think that, but his lawyers, though, they're putting on a pretty mean job. I mean, he's got the Italian-sounding lady, I got to learn her name, and then he's got the old Polish-looking guy, and I'm guessing one's for the state charge and one's for the federal, or vice versa, because they both seem to be on the case. But it's one of those things where they're doing a really good job in trying to, I don't know if that would be really considered influencing social media, but definitely influencing public opinion. And so they're definitely putting on their own, like, little bit of a show. And they've also both been able to show that they have control over their client, which is good. Outbursts are not going to be his friends. He already looks guilty of sin. So if he starts having outbursts, they're going to think that he's psychotic, which, he shot somebody in the back and then ran away for 5 days. So, I mean, he's probably, a couple sandwiches short of a picnic basket, but it's still not enough, to get him that kind of a, plea benefit. I don't know. I've heard that he's got a lot of money, and, his family and whatnot. And also there's a lot of people that are, dropped something. I'm trying to find it. Yeah. Anyways, I'll just use this here. There's a lot of people that are wanting to pay his bills, his legal bills. So, I mean, they may bring all sorts of experts, So, I mean, they could have an expert for pretty much anything, right? And at that point, but again, it to me would be something based with like the psychology of the mind, or his mental awareness or prowess or whatnot. Because I mean, he's the guy that did it, right? And that's going to be proven. And it's going to be proven that the gun that he used, that he fired the gun in question. It's going to be, all that stuff's going to be confirmed. We know this, right? So if we know this, and we know that it can't be excluded, on what basis would that be excluded? Then we know that he's going to be convicted. And so I, as far as I'm concerned, it just becomes for his attorneys, I would imagine it becomes some sort of a loophole challenge to see how they can get him some sort of diminished capacity or insanity plea. If maybe get a bunch of studies done. I don't know, but then there's a whole talk of how much people respond to him. I mean, again, we're not talking merely about people voicing their concerns, or, people are actually showing up in person. And it's not like that anonymous thing. They're not wearing a mask or anything, like they're out in person and they're holding signs and they're going to the events where, parts of these trials are being heard. So that's right there, and that's being seen all around. Yeah. So to me, that just shows, and then on top of that, you start seeing money being donated publicly. Also, people are being very, very inconspicuous about it. They want, they want people to know who they are, and they're at first a little bit in the inconspicuous side, a little bit on the sort of like, on the down low, but then they're just like blatant, and then I've seen it happen, and it's people that are not stupid people, not young people, not suggesting that young is stupid, but sometimes it could be a little impressionable. These are not young people, they're not gullible people. Maybe stupid's the wrong word, gullible. Uh, no, they're just like people that I'm actually, quite frankly, shocked that would contribute money to his defense fund. But it's interesting because we've heard Donald Trump say it's outrageous that anybody would side with this killer, and we've heard Joe Biden say the exact same thing. So it's not a right left thing. It's really honestly a rational versus lunatic type thing. I mean, I don't see how he could walk, but could a group of people actually give him his freedom? I mean, that's insane, right? But I mean, I don't think that's likely. I don't think that's likely. It's possible, but I think what is more possible is that he'll hang a jury. He'll hang a jury, He'll hang a jury. Where he may have like 2 or 3 or 4 or even 50-50. And maybe the 50 that's not agreeing isn't necessarily on his side or believes he's innocent. They just can't agree. It doesn't matter why they can't agree. If they can't agree, they can't agree. You don't have conviction. So again, it's one of those things. I mean, it's definitely a different kind of case. It's definitely a different kind of case, and I just don't know. I mean, like, what you guys think? I mean, I'm eager to hear different theories or scenarios. I mean, I don't think there's people out there that are left that are saying that we don't know if it's him or not. I mean, but again, I mean, I don't know. Is that still up for debate, or if people more or less kind of come to grips with this is the guy? I mean, but I mean, I'm just curious. There's all sorts of different things that can be said, but I mean, how plausible are they? That's the other thing. The investigators that are probably involved in this, not lawyers, but investigators. I mean, we're probably talking some serious money here. So they're looking for everything. They're leaving no stone unturned. And so it's one of those things where, I mean, it's, you got to take that sort of thing seriously and that sort of thing. But in any event, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this one. I think this one's going to be another Darrell Brooks, another OJ, another, Robert Blake, whatever. It's going to be another one of those sort of trials. What do you think?